Like, so just because things wasn't going good in the year, you felt the need to step out and start coochie with some shit? Like, that wasn't cool. You gave up on your marriage long before she did, even if she had, because you're going to have rough patches in the marriage. You don't have times where this year ain't a good year. That doesn't make it right to do what you did. So he kept trying to use that as an excuse, but eventually he said, I did it. That wasn't right. I shouldn't have done it. I said, okay, that's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear you say that wasn't right. Done.
When Huntsville is attacked by drama, the reality TV scene is set to get crazy. But Sunni Minx just revealed some shocking information on the confrontation between Markle and Martell that, in S's opinion, takes the chaos to a whole new level. The conflict began one of the major events that set things in motion years ago, when Martell's contentious connection with Aryan started to interfere with his personal and professional life. Was when Martell took Aryan to a filming session without telling anyone, was really disrupting the atmosphere and creating a lot of conflict within the group, and Markle was not going to let that happen. Sunni emphasized that this was a sequence of provocations that accumulated over time rather than a single incident. Martell was beginning to feel the heat after Martell had previously stated that he wasn't scared to point out his dubious decisions. The result was a ticking time bomb of unsolved problems that will explode in an epic showdown. To truly understand why things became so chaotic, we must go back to Sunni's revelation of Martell's choice to invite Aryan to the Love and Marriage Huntsville set. This wasn't a simple visit. Rather, it was an unapproved action that took everyone by surprise. Ram, who was well known for her turmoil with Martell, wasn't welcomed with open arms when she showed up. According to Sunni, anxiety began to rise as soon as Aryan entered, and the crew was frantically trying to find out how to handle it. The cast was caught off guard by the sudden circumstance, and things swiftly got out of hand. Marsau expressed his disgust without holding back. Sunni described the scene as chaotic, with heated exchanges flying around, and the mood on set turning sour. Sunni said he called Martell out for what he saw as a selfish and unprofessional move, and his scathing remarks were like daggers, questioning Martell's judgment and how his choices were affecting the entire crew.
I think Martell's situation is, the revenge for is never okay. And I spoke that on when she was interviewed. I think it's low down. I think it's quite pathetic. And I told him this in his face. Because what you all don't know is I rode with Martell in the same vehicle to the interview that we did in LA. I was in the same vehicle. So I'm not the quiet type. I approached him about him, and we had a long conversation actually about the whole situation, and I try to hold him accountable. I feel like a lot of people don't hold him accountable for his shit, and he needs to hear that. I don't feel like he's had that enough in his life. That's why he's in the...
This was about more than just Aaron's appearance. It was about how her presence caused Martell's personal life to permeate his work and the cast to feel drawn into this drama. In one heated moment, Markle truly threw fuel on the fire by dropping a bombshell that left everyone surprised. Sunni claimed that several cast members even threatened to leave the show because they felt embarrassed by the entire situation. Sunni described how Markle claimed to have seen Aryan's compromising foot and didn't hesitate to use it to humiliate Martell and herself. The revelation was harsh. Marsau painted an image that left little room for interpretation, rather than merely mentioning the footage. Taking jabs at Sunni's character and throwing shade at Martell, the room fell silent as everyone took in what Markle had just said. Everyone was disturbed, and Martell's rage was on the verge of erupting, since this wasn't just an assault on Aryan, it was a blatant assault on his reputation and pride. Sunni described how Marsau's remarks pierced deeply, revealing weaknesses that Martell had attempted to conceal. Rather than retreating, Marsau doubled down, mocking Martell and driving him closer to his breaking point. Marsau's claim had enormous fallout. Sunni disclosed that Aryan departed the stage soon after, and Martell's annoyance was evident as he approached Marco, but rather than putting out the fire, it only made it worse. Sunni characterized the mood as explosive with, "All of them were caught up in a dispute that had been simmering for years. It wasn't simply another dispute. Rather, it was the outcome of all those unresolved conflicts and personal grievances." According to Sunni's story, two men had finally reached their breaking point, and when Marsau's remarks ignited a full-scale argument, the stage was set for a confrontation that would leave the whole cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville in shock.
And I'm even more surprised that I learned about this in Tuesday. It's kind of taking me off balance a little bit when I'm hearing it through hearsay, just because I thought everything was good. At what point did you become the guy that people go through the problems? Normally the problem starts. Fair. And next time I have a tea party, let me know. Good Lord, y'all had all the kids.
What started as a heated conversation evolved into a full-on showdown after Marco spilled a bombshell regarding Aryan Curry. Martel Holt's frustration approached a boiling point. According to Sunni Minx, Martel eventually lost it and confronted Marco in a heated argument that spiraled out of control. Martel even attempted to lunge at Marco, which escalated the situation to a physical altercation. The production team had to intervene and break up the altercation before it got any worse. As Martel and Marco screamed insults at one another while being driven apart by the intensity, Sunni described the atmosphere as extremely stressful, with emotions running high and the crew frantically trying to keep things under control. The other cast members were left stunned and unsure of how to respond. Filming had to halt entirely because of how crazy the battle was. It wasn't just about what Martel said. Years of tension finally boiled over, and Sunni pointed out that this fight wasn't a one-off. It was fueled by unresolved issues, broken feelings, and personal betrayals that had been building up for a while. Sunni said that the producers decided it was just too chaotic to continue that day, and some cast members were so shaken up that they fled to their dressing rooms to avoid being caught up in the drama. This explosion left a big mark on the show and its cast, creating a big effect that no one could ignore. Days after the explosion, Martel wasn't going to let it go, so he started a campaign of retaliation that escalated the conflict to unprecedented heights in a stunning turn of events. Sunni disclosed that Martel wasted no time in planning his next move, which was to go straight for Marsau's reputation. Fans and cast members were shocked in disbelief after Martel had an exclusive interview with the lady who was purportedly Marsau's mistress. Sunni described how Martel made the woman seem credible by providing hard-to-ignore details about her alleged relationship with Marco. The revelation severely damaged Marsau's reputation and increased rumors about his private life, but Martel went further than that. He made outrageous accusations against Letitia Scott, Marsau's wife, that left everyone in shock. Martel left cryptic posts and indications on social media that he was about to reveal some damaging information on Letitia's Sunni described how these actions escalated the quarrel into a full-scale conflict, with personal grudges taking center stage and affecting every aspect of the cast members' lives. According to Sunni, the feud escalated due to betrayal and personal assaults. What began as a furious dispute between two men has now drawn their families and the entire Love and Marriage Huntsville ensemble into the turmoil. Sunni explains how ERS, the show's producer, had to manage the fallout while attempting to maintain the set's flawless operation while balancing the tremendous drama.
You messed that up. Yeah, he was given chance after chance to do that, and I feel like he did.
This fight's wildest moment was too intense for television. We witnessed some heated exchanges and tension, and Sunni M revealed that a crucial scene involving Martel and Marco was left out of the final cut. According to Sunni, the most dramatic material was left on the floor of the cutting room. It appears that there is video of Martel completely losing it after Marco intensified his remarks on Aryan CT. Sunni explained how this invisible instance escalated the situation to a new level when Martel made charges that left Marco speechless. Because it was simply too much for the show and the actors' personal lives, the producers chose to remove that portion completely, making it even juicier. The purported footage of AR and Curry that has everyone talking is not being shared by Markle. According to Sunni, Markle claimed to have some compromising video, but ultimately, not to let it drop, it felt like a low blow that made Martell even more irate and ready to fight back, leaving the cast and fans of the show wondering if the video was real or if Marco was merely playing mind games. Fans are attempting to figure together what actually transpired during the invisible altercation on social media. Sunni's remarks have simply fueled the flames, creating an image of mayhem that everyone desires to view. The harm to these relationships is still present even when the argument is finished. Sunni said that the rivalry between Markle and Martell had a cascading effect that drew everyone into the drama, testing friendships, casting doubt on affiliations, and severely harming the group dynamic as a whole.
When you talk about stuff about being where we are, being in a good place we are, and then, no, we're not. Even watching you, Miss Nail, watching her come out screaming and hollering and crying.
The relationship between Marka and Melody, Martell's ex-wife, was one of the largest victims. As the actors divided into teams, Sunni disclosed that Melody, who has her own problems with Martell, was caught in the midst. Her attempts to maintain her neutrality only served to escalate tensions, as some accused her of taking sides. Scott Letitia Marcel's wife also had to deal with the situation after Martell made some audacious statements about her Letitia, which led to online rumors. Sunni noted that she was thrust into the spotlight by her role as Meryl's defender, which resulted in some awkward situations on set and contentious discussions among admirers. Martell's relationships with other male cast members were also strained by the feud. Sunni revealed that Martell's brother, Morris Scott Merrill, attempted to play peacemaker but was caught between wanting to maintain harmony and being loyal to his family. The conflict between Martell and Morris only made the already chaotic situation worse, with some supporting Martell and others viewing Markle as the primary troublemaker. Fans are responding and behaving strongly. Markle always has something to say about other people's business, but he can't handle his own skeletons. Another follower wrote, "The audacity is real." Martell continues to delve into his own grave by entangling everyone in his mess. He should concentrate on mending himself rather than bringing others down. The key question is what will happen next. Sunni Minx expressed her opinions about the future of marriage and love. According to Huntsville, the fight's aftermath will continue to be a significant plot point. Although Sunni believes that the unresolved conflict between Martell and Markle is far from finished and that things will only get hotter in the next episodes, she also gave away that there may be more shocking revelations to come. She suggested that new alliances could emerge as the cast members attempt to defend themselves against the fallout. Plus, she implied that Martell's retaliation isn't finished yet, so we can anticipate more startling allegations and altercations to surface. Now, it's your turn to share your opinions about the conflict between Markle and Martell. Do you think Markle is justified in his outrage, or do you think Martell's claims are true? Please leave your comments below and remember to subscribe to the channel for all the most recent updates. We have more inside scoops and exclusive revelations coming up soon, so stay tuned.